We're going to talk about what the one thing you need to be getting right before you start hopping onto another diet. All right, because here's the thing, man. When it comes to losing weight, obviously the logical thing for most people is to go on a diet, right? It's the first thing most people say, oh, I'm getting fat, I'm going to go on a diet, all right? But here's the deal. Like most people that are going on a diet have been going on a diet like year after year after year for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years. All right, it's the same chat all the time. All right, the diet maybe changes. You're maybe picking a different diet. Maybe Slimming World, maybe Weight Watchers. You're maybe trying Herbalife, or the keto diet was all the rage a while back. Right now the carnivore thing's starting to take off. So, well, should I try carnivore? Should I eat just meat? All right, so everybody's kind of hopping on these next trends that come along, and we're looking for that one thing that's going to be the quick fix. But here's the problem with that. None of those approaches, so first and foremost, let's address what all those approaches do. They've got one thing in common, all right? They've all got very different approaches. They've all got very different methodologies of how they get you from A to B, all right? They've got very different ways in which to do it. Like the carnivore is massively different to Herbalife, all right? Herbalife, you're going to be sacrificing meals to have nothing but shakes with one meal in the evening. Carnivore, you're going to be eating nothing but steak and fish and pork and chicken. Like you're eating nothing but meat. All right, so there's a massive difference between those two things. Vegan, you're not eating any of that stuff. All you're doing is eating like beans and vegetables and all that kind of stuff. All right, so they're very, very different. But everybody puts so much faith in this method, thinking that it's going to be the savior, the be all and end all, the one answer to all their prayers. But they're also massively different. So here's the one thing they all do have in common: when they work, is they all put you into a calorie deficit. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you'll be hearing me say this over and over again. And if you're brand new to this page and you've only just started to follow me, then the one thing I want to really, really emphasize to you is the only way to lose fat, the only way to actually get yourself, to change the shape of your body, to lose body fat, is through a calorie deficit, which just means eating less food than your body needs. And all of these fangled diets, they aren't secret, they aren't magic, there's nothing crazy around them other than the fact that they use their methodology to put you in said calorie deficit. And then because you lose weight, you go, yeah, beauty, it's amazing, this really worked, look how much weight I'm losing. The keto diet must really work for me. Eating all those extra fats is really working. The reason it's working is because you're eating mostly fat with a bit of protein, not very much in the way of carbs, so it fills you up, it's very satiating. So you don't then snack in between stuff because you're full. Alright, but then once you get bored of that and you decide that you love ice cream again, or you want to eat some pizza because doing nothing but eating bacon and like veggies is pretty boring, all of a sudden you start gorging on pizza, your weight balloons, you put it all back on. Alright, so there's nothing too crazy about them, but here's the problem, and this is the one thing you have to get right. This is the one thing that none of these diets address, alright, and you absolutely have to get this right before you just start mindlessly hopping from diet to diet to diet. Right, you've got to get your mindset straight. Now, what I mean by that is every single one of these diets is based on you following rigidly their system. Right, you have to follow their system. If you go on the carnivore diet, you can't just say, oh, do you know what? I'm going to follow this carnivore diet, but I'm going to have pizza at the weekend, because that's not carnivore. Because then you're eating pizza. Right, I'm going to go on the vegan diet, but I'm going to have a steak on Saturday. No, you're not. You're not being vegan anymore because you're now having steak. Alright, I'm going to go on Herbalife, but instead of having 2 shakes in the morning, I'm just going to have 1 shake in between meals and use that as my protein shake. Now what you're doing is just eating normally with a protein shake supplement. Alright, so you're not then following their ideals. If you want to stick to their diet, you have to rigidly stick to what they tell you they need to do. Now the problem with that is it's a very perfectionist mindset. You have to stick to this way of doing things. Now, what happens then if you do decide, oh, do you know what, man, I'm sick of just eating nothing but beef all day. I really want a pizza. So you have your bit of pizza. You then feel guilty about the fact you've had pizza. And then what tends to happen? You either go away and starve yourself, or, like to counteract the effects, or you go, well, do you know what, man, I've had a bit of pizza. I might as well go bananas and just stuff my face full. I'll start again on Monday. Alright, but then sometimes Monday doesn't come, man. Sometimes, so especially now, we're nearing the end of March, right? So if you crash on your diet now, you'll go, do you know what, man? What is the point in kind of starting all back up again? I might as well just get to the end of the month and I'll start afresh in April. So you've now got, well, what is it, 30 days? So you've got 7 days, 31 days. 30 days, 31 days, alright? So you've got like 8 days left of this month where you're going to go on this massive binge fest, and you're going to start again in April. Right, you're probably going to massively overconsume on calories because you're eating the wrong kinds of foods. All right, or not the wrong. There's no wrong foods, man. All foods are good, but you're probably going to turn to foods that are very, very high in calories with not a lot in terms of nutrition. So they make it really, really easy to overeat. So you end up then in a calorie surplus. You end up eating more food than you need. All right, but all that's really happened then is you put this into your head of, I shouldn't have had that pizza, that was bad food, oh man, I can't believe I've done that, I feel really guilty, I shouldn't have done that. And what you're doing is you're then creating a negative relationship with food. All right, you've then got this really poor relationship with food where you think that in order to make any kind of progress, you have to completely remove bad food from your diet. All right, and you then end up stuck in this never-ending cycle, going round and round and round in circles, never making any real progress. Because every time you hop on a diet, you then have to adopt this perfectionist mindset where I cannot deviate from this course. I must not deviate from this course because if I do, I have failed my diet. So you maybe last for 3-4 weeks tops for most people, maybe more, man, maybe 6 weeks. Some people can push it out, all right. But then all of a sudden you have the crash, the cravings kick in, the hunger kicks in, whatever it is, and then you're right back on with the same old cycle again and again and again. And you just keep on going round in that cycle, getting absolutely nowhere. You lose a few pounds, you gain a few pounds. You lose a few pounds, you gain a few more pounds. Then you lose a few pounds again, then you gain a few more pounds. And every time you go through that process, it becomes harder and harder, not just physically to then lose weight because you've got more to lose, but also mentally because you can't be bothered doing it because, well, what's the point, man? Every single time you know you're going to go into this, you've already failed before you've even started. You've already sold it in your head that this isn't going to work. All right, so before you just go away, like I get it, man, like we want to lose weight and we want to lose it yesterday. Like if I say to you, man, right, okay, it's going to take us 2 years to lose that weight you want to lose. You're going to look at me and go, nah, man, I've got a wedding in July. I need to lose weight by then. All right, and I get it. Everybody wants to lose weight quick. Like I understand, I get that. All right, but here's my question to you, man. How long have you been trying to lose weight quick? How long have you been stuck in that mindset of, I'm just going to go and do this crash diet. I'm going to go on this because I know I can lose weight really quickly. And yeah, you might lose weight really quickly, but what happens? Well, I just told you what happens. You regain all the weight. You put it all straight back on again. All right, so then the whole thing has to start again. Then again. Then again. And then it takes 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 15 years. Would you trade all those 15 years for the 2 years I told you it was going to take at the start? I'm pretty sure you would. Right, now here's the reality, man. To get you to a position where you actually lose that weight and keep it off long term, it's not going to take you 2 years. All right, but if I was to say to you £0.5 pound a week is really good progress, like that's £2 a month, most people wouldn't want that because it's not fast enough. But if I can get you doing that consistently over the course of a year, that's close to 2 stone over the course of a year. Now, if I can do that while installing really healthy habits, working on your mindset, helping you to understand that there are no bad foods, fixing that relationship that you've got with food, fixing the relationship that you've got with the bathroom scale. Right? Because how many times have you hopped on the scale and it's gone up £3 and you think it's a disaster? Oh my good God, I can't believe I just gained £3 overnight. What the hell's going on? Oh man, I must need to adjust my diet. I know what I'll do. I'll starve myself. Or I'll go to the gym and destroy myself on the treadmill. Like I'm going to run my socks off until that £3 is gone. And then you go on the scale the next day and you've only lost £1.5 pounds. Oh my God, good God, how can that be? I starved myself stupid and I ran like a madman on that treadmill. How can I only have lost £1.5 pounds? Because overnight weight gain is not fat. It's just your body's natural fluctuations. So the first thing we need to start to address before you go into another diet is your mindset around about food. Let's fix your relationship that you've got with food, where you understand that just because you've eaten a donut, it's not the end of the world. All right? The slip up on your diet, if we even want to call it that, is never ever the issue. It's your massive overreaction to the slip up that is the issue. Because that overreaction normally lasts for a lot longer than a day. All right? So here's an example, man, just to go on that point. Imagine if you went out to the shop like today, all right, and you gave yourself a £10 budget. I'm only going to spend $10. That's it. I'm not spending any more than a tenner. And then all of a sudden you spent 12 quid. All right? Oh no, I've spent 12 quid. I can't believe I've just spent 12 quid. What am I doing? I'm such an idiot. Do you know what, man? It's a disaster. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go to the bank and withdraw all my life savings. I'm going to just take them all out and I'm going to spunk the lot because I can't believe I spent 12 quid. I'm just, that's it. Here, in fact, you know what? Empty my credit card while you're at it. I might as well just put myself in debt. That's like the most ridiculous thing ever. But that's exactly what you're doing with your diet. All right? So it doesn't matter what diet you jump into until we address that mindset, the mindset you've got around about food, the mindset you've got on the scales, that if you hop on the scales and gain a pound, it's not the end of the world, and it doesn't mean you've slipped in your progress. The mindset you've got with yourself, right? Every time you gain a pound, I'm such a failure, man. I can't believe I failed this diet. I'm such a fat, greedy, lazy so-and-so. All right? The things that you say to yourself really matter. And until we start addressing those things, it doesn't matter what diet you go on. Keto, Herbalife, Slimming World, starve yourself stupid for 3 days. Nothing but salad leaves, the cabbage diet, the cabbage soup diet, what a ridiculous thing that is. The juice cleanse, I need to cleanse, I need to detox myself. What a nonsense. Here's your detox. It's called H2O, right? Drink plenty of it, man. That detoxes your body, it flushes things out, right? That's the only detox you need, all right? And detox from all the nonsense stuff that the health and fitness industry throws your way, right? But until you start addressing those three things, your relationship with food, your relationship with the scale, and the relationship you've got with yourself and your inner self-talk, until you start addressing those three things, every diet you hop on, I promise you, is going to end up exactly the same way. All right? It doesn't matter which one you take. They're all going to end up in you feeling disappointed. Maybe the odd one or two might get you to where you want to be and you might see some long-term success. Awesome, man. If that's the case, whoop, whoop, high five to you. I'm super happy for you. All right? But just please understand, there is no one diet that's going to be the magic fix for everyone. All right? Most of these diets are not set up to work for every single person. The best diet is the one that you can actually do and stick to from now until the day you die. Once you find that approach, then you're on to a winner. All right. So anyway, listen, man, I hope that made some sense for you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I'd like to hear what diets you've tried and what experience you've had with those diets. All right. So leave me a wee comment down below. Let me know what ones you've given some time to and just exactly how they've gone for you, man. And you know, this isn't a place of judgment. This isn't a, how dare you got that. It's nothing to do with that. This is about me trying to get you the help you need to move past those fad diets that aren't serving you, to get you on the right path with something that actually will serve you and actually move you forward a wee bit closer to that goal that you want to set for yourself. All right, so let me know what you have tried in the comments down below. Let me know what your experience was with that, or with them, like whatever you've tried. Shush you. And if you've got any questions, again, please let me know. And I would love to also know your biggest takeaway. All right, I know that's a lot of things I want to know, but don't just watch these things passively. If you watch passively, you'll take nothing from it. All right, if you get involved, get interactive, leave me a takeaway, leave me a question, take something from it and put it into action, then you're much, much more likely to actually go away and use this information as opposed to it just being another thing that goes in one ear and straight out the other. All right. So yeah, anyway, have an amazing rest of your day, wherever you're at in the world. Thank you for tuning in. Be happy, be healthy, be safe. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.